How's it howling, everyone? My name is Vin Wolf, and today we're switching it up even more than usual. So instead of talking about just Super Smash Bros. Today, I'm going to take the extra step and elevate my game a little bit. And not just my chair. I want to take a moment to consider what will be revealed at the upcoming Nintendo Direct. Now, before I go any further, I do want to remind everyone Nintendo had a very valid reason for doing so. So, I haven't seen any cases of this, but please do not harass Nintendo right now. Between Typhoon Jebi and the Hokkaido earthquake, Japan has had a really rough week. So, just please continue to keep them in your prayers. So, while thinking of a Nintendo Direct for September, which, can I just point out that we have seen a Nintendo Direct every month for the past 3 months. We're getting one now in September, we had one in August, and then there was the E3 conference in July. We're getting one every month. It's interesting, isn't it? It's almost as if they're setting a pattern and a new precedent for ideas. And that's not well, then again, that's also not including like the Nindies Directs and the Mini Directs and that, you know. Why is my phone going off? So, having gotten all that intro stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into it. First of all, let's just clear the room, the big obvious one, we all know what's coming. The online services. So, Nintendo's actually been pretty tight-lipped about what exactly is going to be coming, and in fact, everything that there is to discuss can be found on Nintendo's page, which I've got right here, so I will pull that up. So let's just pick these apart one at a time. First of all, online play. Battle it out or cooperate with players around the world in compatible games like Splatoon Trademark 2, ARMS Trademark, Mario Kart Trademark 8 Deluxe, Mario Tennis Trademark Aces, and Sushi Striker Trademark The Way of Sushido. Of all these games, Splatoon Trademark 2 is the only one that I play online, so I'll be talking about that one. Yeah, Nintendo, if you're going to be charging us to play online, and I'll admit there's more going on here than just online play, but still, if you're going to charge us for part of the online play experience, you gotta step it up with the servers. You can't expect to charge money for online gaming if the online gaming is virtually non-existent. It's just not going to work that way. Now, like I said, I only really ever played Splatoon 2 online. That is probably my third favorite game right now. I do have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I really play that more with friends when we're all gathered together. Never played ARMS. Played a little bit of the Sushi Striker demo. It was an interesting game. Like to pick it up at some point, but, you know, just waiting for the price to drop a little bit. And then you had Mario Tennis Aces, which was an interesting one. Nintendo, I mean, it was interesting. I think I'll leave it at that. So yeah, online play. Next we have Nintendo Entertainment System. So with Nintendo Entertainment System, enjoy 20 NES games with added online play for the first time ever and more games added regularly. Well, let's learn more about this because there's a link right there. So first of all, we have 10 games right off the bat that have been revealed for the NES Virtual Console. Launch titles include the following 10, so we're only getting half right off the bat. They're probably going to reveal more when it actually comes to the authentic Direct, but for now, this is all we have to work with. Soccer, Tennis, Balloon Fight, Ice Climbers, Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario, Mario Bros, The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros 3, all from the NES era. You can also play together even when you're far apart. With online play added to every classic game, you can compete or cooperate online with friends. Share your screen, pass the controller, depending on the game. With the Nintendo Switch Online smartphone app, you can also voice chat during your play sessions. And that's another gripe I have with Nintendo, but we will get to that. So first of all, we only are launching with the following 10 games, plus an additional 10 more to be announced. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is all very well and good, Nintendo, but isn't this kind of the reason why you ended up doing the whole Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition? A lot of people have already gone out of the way to buy that for $50, and now, you know, $20 a year to just have it online at any point in time. Unless you're planning on rotating these games in and out, then, well, that presents its own slew of problems. But then again, when it says new games added regularly, that gives me a little bit of hope that that won't be the case. Having said that, this was an era of gaming that I missed out on pretty much. I mean, I played a little bit of Super Mario Bros. And Mario Bros. 3 on the Game Boy back when it first came out, because, you know, I had a friend who was nice enough to lend me a Game Boy because my mother wouldn't get me one. So, very nice, very good. I'll be interested in playing some of these games. Ice Climbers? Yeah, love to try that one out. Dr. Mario? Played it a little bit with some friends before. It was fun. I could see myself working to get good so I could show out my buddy Corey next time we all hang out and have a game night. My biggest concern is that this is turning out to be the Switch's virtual console pretty much. They're not putting it in as many terms, but that essentially is what it is. So, and when you're only releasing with the NES games, I gotta wonder, especially with more games being added regularly, I just have to ask the question, Nintendo. Will it only be NES era games? What about the SNES, the Game Boy Color, N64, dare I say it, GameCube games? If this is going to be one of the selling points for the online service, then you need to bring more than just the NES to the table. That was a fine era of gaming and you're all about nostalgia, so I get it. But you have so many more titles that were released so much more recently that would get you just as much, if not more money. For example, if they were to announce that instead of on the 3DS, that Luigi's Haunted Mansion would be coming out on the Switch, or Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, I would buy those the minute that they dropped. But the NES games, I mean, again, they're interesting, but I'm paying $20 a year for these, along with other things. And I don't know, it just doesn't have the same appeal. You're all about nostalgia, and look at your audience right now. It's anywhere from the 20-somethings to the 30-somethings. So I guess on the tail end of that, the NES fits, and there might be people interested, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Next, you have the Save Data Cloud Backup. Next, we have Save Data Cloud Backup. Save your data online for easy access. Details about this feature will be available before the paid service launches in September. Okay, that one seems self-explanatory, and it's actually kind of cool. For example, if something happened to my Switch and I had to get a new Switch, then all the data and all the 300 and some hours that I put into Splatoon 2 would all have to be redone. And I enjoy that game and I would probably be willing to grind it back up again, but still, that would be such a huge disadvantage. Not to mention I'd be losing all the data that I had previously, my win streaks, my lose streaks, you know, what weapons I'm good with, so on and so forth. Having a cloud save data, absolutely phenomenal, love it. Then you have the Nintendo Switch Online app, which I'm sorry, but I downloaded it when I bought my Switch and I have barely used it since. I mean, I'll go on every now and then to check my Splatoon scores, but that's really about it. Without more to the app, it's just kind of pointless. But having said that, there's another tantalizing learn more link which we are going to click. And after clicking, I found out that there was really nothing to it, so we're just going to leave it. Also, you have special offers. Stay tuned for news on special deals and offers for members. Okay, so glad to be getting so much information, Nintendo. Very helpful. I appreciate it. So that seems to be all she wrote for the Nintendo Online Services. I know a lot of people with it are concerned about third-party games like Paladins and Fortnite having to be paid for as well, but I honestly don't see that happening. Neither of these games use Nintendo servers. They all have their own service that they run. So, paying for online service, that's probably going to be for Nintendo exclusive games as opposed to every game like PlayStation and Xbox does. Now that we covered the biggest and most obvious thing we're going to get, let's go ahead and speculate a little bit as far as the big thing that we're all much more interested in, games. Let's start with Mario. First of all, I don't see too much Mario coming into the Direct. I know he's a big seller. He's like the biggest name in gaming ever. But I don't know. I know a lot of people are hoping for Delfino Plaza Mario Odyssey DLC, but I just don't see it happening. It feels like Delfino Plaza and the whole Mario Sunshine shtick was left behind in the GameCube era, and it's not something they've really revisited. Now, if we were to get something like, I don't know, Super Mario Sunshine remastered on the 3DS or Switch, then yeah, much more likely. They're showing a little love to that particular section of Mario's life. That'd be awesome, but until something along those lines happen, I just don't see it happening. Besides the core Mario game for this generation, you also have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Tennis Aces. So with Mario Kart, I assume we'll be getting some more information about the rumored wave of DLC coming down the pipeline. That'd be pretty cool to have. I'm sure it'll be including all kinds of new tracks, and we'll probably get some new characters. Pauline, I feel like she's going to be in it, absolutely. It's just a matter of when. Maybe not this direct, but probably next direct. Also, with Mario Tennis Aces, similar story. I think we're going to get some new maps to play in. We're going to get some new characters to play as. I mean, well, God, I hope we get some new characters to play as. A little extra twist that I feel like will happen with these DLCs, though, is that maybe both of them, but definitely one of them is probably going to be available right after the direct. It's either going to be the Mario Kart 8 or the Tennis Aces. I don't think they'll do both. I think there's going to be like a new character and map pack available for download as soon as the direct is over. Moving right along into the next franchise, Legend of Zelda, I feel like it's going to be a no-show. Breath of the Wild just came out last year in March. I just don't think there's really anything new to explore here. They've released all the DLC. Yeah, Legend of Zelda, outside of the NES showcase, it's going to be a no-show. Kirby, it's either going to be a similar story or it's going to go the way of Mario Kart and Mario Tennis Aces. Maybe a new character pack, although at this point I don't know who's still missing from this game. But who knows, maybe I'm totally wrong. I'm not the biggest Kirby fan, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. Metroid, definitely got to be something coming. I feel like we're going to either get some news on Prime 4. I mean, it's long overdue. We got, what, a sneak peek at 2017? A brief little logo trailer? They definitely need to release something about news here because fans are dying to know. Yoshi, we're definitely seeing something. It's not a matter of if, it's about when in this upcoming direct we're going to see Yoshi. We're definitely going to get a title and probably see some game footage as well. I'm sure we'll get introduced to a new mechanic or two as well and probably get a basis of the story. Then again, it's Yoshi. Does the story ever change? Probably the safest bet of all is Pokemon. We're definitely going to see more information on Let's Go. And I think we're going to get a surprise here. I mean, it's no secret that Let's Go is just not that hyped up compared to previous Pokemon games. Nintendo either needs to do something drastic with this entry or it's probably going to be a cash loss, actually. Like, I've never seen so many people unhyped for Pokemon Let's Go. And granted, I think a large part of that is the fact that the original hype from Pokemon Go has just deteriorated, but who knows? I guess we'll see what happens there. I also think this mystery Pokemon is going to get revealed here. This is probably going to be a Gen 8 Pokemon, if not a Generation 8 Pokemon. Zeraora would make a lot of sense, I think, just because we've been waiting for an event for this guy forever. I know Japan got an event recently to get Zeraora, and there's one scheduled for America, I think. Also, I think we're going to get a teaser of Generation 8 coming down the line. I'm probably wrong on that, but that's what I think, so that's what I will claim, and that is what I will put my name to. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. God, that is hard to say. Try that. That is a legitimate tongue twister. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first, folks. I'm adding that to my warm-up. You heard it here first, folks. Teaser for Generation 8 coming up in this upcoming direct. Moving along to something else that feels like a really safe bet to make right now is Animal Crossing. So many fans are going absolutely stir-crazy because there hasn't been anything since New Leaf. I mean, well, I guess you can include Pocket Camp, but that just didn't seem to be the hit everyone was hoping it would be. Animal Crossing's gotta reveal something for the consoles. Even if it's a bare minimum teaser like Elder Scrolls 6 did at E3, something needs to be said for the fans so they have something to hold on to. You can't just toss them into the sea of hope and not give them a life preserver, you know? After all that has been said and done, third parties. We're not going to see anything indie like Undertale or Enter the Gungeon or anything like that. That's all going to be saved for the Indie Directs. However, some news on Bayonetta 3 would be nice. Maybe Bethesda will go crazy and give us a little tease for Fallout. A Castlevania remaster collection. That'd be pretty sweet. I must say, though, after seeing everything that Sakurai has done for Smash Brothers with the Castlevania series, I am so interested in getting a new Castlevania game. And when I'm talking about a new Castlevania game, I'm talking something of a cross between, I don't know, Vampire meets Monster Hunter World. Something with updated graphics, a good story. Speaking of Sakurai and Smash Brothers, though, yeah, I think it's going to be in there. I mean, my whole channel up until now has been predicting characters, so it should be no surprise to anyone that I think we're getting one unique newcomer and 2 Echo Fighters. Echo Fighter seems to be a big pull for Super Smash Bros., so I feel like it makes sense to expect at least 2 of them. Well, at least 1 of them, but I personally am holding out for 2. The 2 Echo Fighters I think are the most likely are probably going to be Isabelle and Dixie. Any third-party Echo Fighters like Shadow or maybe Ken or Akuma will probably be saved for down the road at some point when it's a little closer to release date. Nintendo wants to hype up the fans, but you don't want it so high up that, everyone dies from hype. On top of this, I think we're only going to see 1 unique newcomer coming for the Smash Bros. Game. Honestly, everyone is talking about it being a Pokemon. I am not 100% sold on that, though. It depends on what really takes up the slot here. Most Nintendo Directs in the past have had like a center stage game focus, and I don't know which one of these games it would be. In fact, it could even be another game I'm totally not even thinking about. So depending on what we end up getting from the core of the Nintendo Direct could have a big influence on what we're getting as far as a new character goes. Reveals, Echo Fighters, whatever. If they, for example, something I didn't think about was Splatoon 2, if there's more content coming down the pipe for that. I haven't heard anything about it, but if that's the case, then it would make sense to reveal the Octolings as an Echo Fighter. So yeah, there's a lot of potential things that could happen here. I definitely think Metroid's going to make an appearance. Yoshi has to make an appearance. Pokemon's going to get a little bit of a tidbit. I'm sure Animal Crossing will get something. If Animal Crossing takes the main stage, Smash Brothers will release Isabelle as an Echo Fighter for the Villager. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out my video. If you guys have any additional thoughts that I didn't cover or things you think I'm just flat out wrong on, feel free to pop them in the comments section below. That is what it's there for. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with some more Smash ideas and predictions, and until then though, stay blessed everyone. And continue to pray for all the people out in Japan right now with the Typhoon Jebi and the Hokkaido earthquake. People need help.